Hey YouTubers, Madcap Toys fans, my name is Kathy, and today in this video we're going to talk about the selling platform called Whatnot. We're going to talk about how to apply, not only as a buyer but also as a seller, and as well we're going to talk a little bit about my process through becoming a live seller. And I just found out just a moment ago that I am actually approved as a live seller for Whatnot to start my first show very soon. So we're going to talk about that, so stay tuned. Okay, so Darren and I had thought about and talked about looking at some different venues to kind of help liquidate things that were on our other stores that were kind of long tail and had been sitting around for a long time. So I got on, of course, YouTube. Why not, right? And talked to some sellers, but also listened to some sellers' videos about the selling platform called Whatnot. So I did some of my research. I kind of sneaked on as a buyer on some of the live shows to kind of see what was like over the last month or two, and thought, we might as well give it a try. So I want to talk to you today a little bit about our experiences on Whatnot in the beginning stages, the application, and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and follow me to the computer. Okay, guys, so we are actually on the screen of Whatnot. So what you would do is you can see with my cursor over here, it says whatnot.com, and that's what we put in. So this is actually the Whatnot website. As you know, everything that is posted here is, of course, sellers that have posted live shows. If you haven't done so already, check out some of them just for kicks, even if you're not planning on buying anything, of course, but just kind of see what it looks like, how it's done, etc. So these are all set up as live shows that are happening currently. For instance, this is Pokemon shows. You can see all of the shows that are set up for Pokemon today, and the times, or actually these right here are what is probably going live right now. And then if you click show all under Pokemon shows, it'll actually tell you what's coming up, what's live now, but what's coming up either later on today in the times, and of course the dates, etc. So as you can see over here, on the very left side under Whatnot, the categories. Let me move myself over here so that way you guys can see on this side. So as you can see, there's categories. There's trading card games, sports, toys, action figures, and on and on and on and on. So in the very beginning, first of all, you want to sign up as a buyer. I did that. So I went over here to the left. As you can see, Madcap Toys was already signed up as a buyer and so forth. And once you do that, once you confirm and get all your payment information in and set up like that in case you wanted to buy something or have things set up, you want to get all your information in there, where your shipping address, all of that good stuff. So once you're a verified buyer, you notice right down here it says seller. Now, when you become a seller, not all of this is showing. Now, I just got approved, like I said earlier in the video, like an hour ago, that I am now a seller. I can start doing a live show like right now. But of course, Darren and I aren't set up to do that yet. We're going to figure out what to do first. But so it's going to say less than this, but it's going to say, at least right up here, apply to be a seller. So I began to do that. But before I did that, I actually got on YouTube and found a seller that I'm familiar with, and he actually had a link where you could click on it to apply through that referral link. So sometimes it's best, instead of going directly through Whatnot, sometimes it's best just to click a referral link on a seller you know. So since you and I know each other, you found me on YouTube, or you are a subscriber of mine, go ahead and do that real quick. I will have a link in this video that you can click on that will take you right to the Whatnot seller application, and you can fill that out. From what I gather, it doesn't always work, so don't hold me to this. But if you do go ahead and apply through that link, a lot of times it can become quicker for you as a seller to get invited for onboarding. And what onboarding is, if you haven't heard about this already, is what they do is once you fill out the seller application and it gets approved, they send you a link through your email that you gave for onboarding. So what it is that you can set up a day and time that they will give you on their calendar that you can choose to basically get on. It's like a Google Meet or a Zoom call is what I call it. It's a Zoom meeting over your laptop device, etc. That you'll actually just be in like a meeting, and the person that is over that section, whatever it is, like mine was action figures and comics, um, will talk you through about whatnot, the website, but the steps on how to sell, how to do your first live show, how to accept, how the payments are accepted, and just all the basics and all the rules and regs. And then, of course, once you are done with the onboarding, it usually takes, roughly for me, it took about like 30 to 35 minutes. And it was really, really cool. And then once you do that, then they have you take a little quiz. You take your phone or tablet or device and scan the little QR code that they give you. It takes you to a little bit.ly page, and then you answer a few questions. It was super simple. So just to let you know, don't panic when you when you take the little tiny quizzes. I was taking it while we were still in the meeting at the very, very end. I've seen other people do it too. And it was very simple. So I passed it with flying colors, of course. And they had told me right after that I would know within a couple of business days if I was accepted. And then, of course, like I said, it's not even been 24 hours yet since that meeting, and I got an acceptance email that I will have to look at later. So that's basically the gist of that. But again, you see this little avatar here, so you would click that. And then if you want to do it on the website, apply to be a seller. But just go ahead and to make it easier for you, I've got the link that you can apply in this video in the description. So go ahead and do that. That will help you out and do it faster. The application process, I'm not going to go through it because I've already done so and I don't even have the link to do it, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. It's pretty simple. Of course, they're going to want your name, your address, phone number, email address that you're going to use. They're also going to want to know how you accept payment. If you have a PayPal address, if you've got direct deposit, like to a said bank account. But also, they're going to want a picture or a photos or a video of your inventory. So they're not just going to say, okay, you can sell comics or action figures without seeing evidence you have inventory. And I think that's really cool because, as you know, there's a lot of sellers out there that do a lot of drop shipping. Now, I'm not bulking the drop shippers out there, okay? Because years ago, Darren and I did do some drop shipping in the early days. But right now we have all of our inventory, as you can see, Darren's collection back there and more, just the side of it. We have our own inventory, all of our inventory. So everything we sell online, sorry about that, dropped my headphones. Everything that we sell online, we have in our warehouse and things. So they wanted just a little sweep. So I went to our toy barn that night and I did a swoop. Now they say that the video has to be 10 megabytes or less, which I found out is roughly under a minute. So I just did a very, presentation, just did a swoop of the inventory of the action figures we had and the shelving and things to show them what we had, generally speaking. And then they asked for like a photo, which I took like a photo of our big wall of action figures and did that. And so that they accepted that. So try to make sure they're clear photos, that they're not blurry, that they can actually see the evidence that you have inventory to sell. So that's very, very helpful for them. And then filled out the rest of the application. It didn't take me very long. I think perhaps except for uploading the video and the photo, it took me less than 10 minutes to fill out the application. So once I did that, they said they would let me know within, a couple business days if I was accepted, if I passed the application or got approved of the application. So once that happened for me, for myself, now it's different for everyone. So this is not Bible here, okay? But for me, it only took about like a day, and then all of a sudden I got an email in our Madcap Toys email saying yes, and I got a text too. So if you did apply a number that has its texting ability, I got a text at first, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I hope this is legit. But then went to my email address, and sure enough, it was Whatnot, and they said you're approved. It's great. Now it's time to go to your onboarding link, select a day. They have some selected days and times in their little drop down calendar. So I chose one that was beneficial for me at the right time because I have, of course, a busy schedule, and set that up. So within 2 days, I actually got on. I was a little nervous because they said make sure that you have your video camera on your laptop or PC or wherever you're sitting in front of, because they want to make sure that there's not any fraudsters, that they have the government issued ID, what your license is. Oh, I did have to show my driver's license. So there's a way on your phone that you can show your driver's license. The app scans it, the front and the back. So on the onboarding, they want to make sure the person that signs up is the person that shows up for the onboarding. So, Darren and I are a team, but they rather have myself that I signed up for to be on the onboarding meeting because I'm the main person on the account. And since I'm the one that did the application, they want to see me. So they wanted to make sure that my face matched the face on the driver's license. So just to make sure, if you have a spouse, a child, anybody that you're working with, a friend, a business partner, if you are the one that signed up for it and you supply your driver's license photo ID, you need to be the one on the onboarding because they want to identify you as a legitimate there. So just to be clear on that. And so that happened. So once that was part of the application sent in, got approved, got the onboarding. And so on the onboarding, and they're going to tell you a few things before you actually start the onboarding process or the onboarding Zoom call. So I got actually a reminder, a text saying, hey, reminder, you've got your whatnot onboarding at blah, blah, at blah, blah. Make sure that you are arriving 5 minutes early. So for me, I'm one of those early people anyway. So I ended up being there 10 minutes early, saw a few faces just hanging around like me, and then everybody showed up on time. But they want you to be there 5 minutes early because they want to know who's there, and the speaker is on there to let everybody know it's going to be happening in a few minutes. So please, if you're a late person, don't be late for this one, because if you are late, they will say, sorry, we got to reschedule you. You can't be in this meeting. So make sure that you are early or very much on time. That's what we did. And I was a little nervous. I thought it was almost like going to be like a job interview, right? I didn't I'm kind of dressed up the way I was, but I thought, what do we expect? What are they, what's going to happen here? I didn't know if there was going to be execs with briefcases come out or what have you, but it was super laid back, and they looked at everybody, and it was really a really cool meeting. The guy who walked us through, he was super awesome, and said at first, we're going to talk about Whatnot, the different features of Whatnot, how to sell on Whatnot, how to create your first live show, and just walked you through the process step by step. After the show, how payments are received, how long you have before you have to ship the item, on and on and on. So it was very, very good. It was thorough, and I really, really got a lot out of that. And then at the very end, because he says he or she that you'll have in the very beginning says, okay, there's going to be a Q&A. So what we're going to do is, after we walk you through this process, we are going to have a Q&A at the end. So hold all of your questions until then. So that's what we did. And so after that, they opened up the floor for folks to unmute their microphone, and then they were able to ask questions. So my people that I was with, they were awesome. If you're watching, hey, you guys were really cool answering, having good questions. And so I was writing down the answers as you guys were asking them, and it was so thorough, and it was very, very helpful. So it helped me feel more and more comfortable navigating the site, how to, start my first, when I do start my first live show, how to get things together, how to list on the marketplace, etc. So the main part of this video is to talk to you guys about the application in itself and the onboarding aspect on what to expect. So want to let you know it is pretty much laid back. One guy did ask a question that a guy did ask that I really liked, because in the beginning they said, what are you going in the application? What are you going to primarily sell? Well, Darren and I sell a plethora of things. We sell, of course, new and vintage toys. We sell comics. We even sell coins. We have some collectibles. So we thought when we answered the application, primarily we put action figures, that that's all we would be able to sell and whatnot. But come to find out that on the onboarding, they said once you're approved and you're a live seller, you can actually sell anything except for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, of course. That's with anything. So now we know that we can sell anything in toys, in toys, dolls, cars, comics, coins, in the Pokemon cards, Funko Pop, the list goes on. So we have the freedom to be able to have our shows and choose. Another good thing to say as well, say for instance, you sell toys and you want to sell action figures your first live show. I was told it's best to have more of a themed show than to have something that you're just selling a little bit of everything on. So for instance, if you sell action figures, you may want your first live show to be all Star Wars action figures, or all Transformers action figures, or all G.I. Joe action figures. For comics, if you sell comics, you may have a show where you're just doing Spider-Man comics or Superman comics. You get the picture. So that way it's all themed. People know what your show is going to be about. And in the whatnot, in your whatnot show, you're actually going to be able to list and describe everything that's going to be in that show and have photos there. You're also going to be able to do a sweep video before the show to show them what all you're going to have featured that evening. So people, before the show begins, our buyers are able to go in there and actually see it. They can see what it's about, look at the quality, see what the starting bid's going to be. Some people can start to pre-bid before your show goes live, and they will have that available too, and they can kind of do a walkthrough or a look-see to see if they want to be part of that at that time. So it kind of helps bring people, your buyers in, and people that are looking at you for maybe for the first time if it's your first show. So so it's really, really, really cool that that they're able to do that. So this is one of those quick videos. I want to do more whatnot videos, so I don't want you to think this is like all in one here, but I wanted to let you guys know that yes, if you haven't yet, you need to sign up as a buyer, get verified, fill all that information in. As a seller, just go to the link in the description below to apply to be a seller, and we'll help see if we can help you get approved quicker, and then fill out your application. And then, of course, once you're approved, go through that onboarding process. And then, of course, that's going to open up, a little bit here, like it says Seller, Creator Academy, Seller Dashboard, stuff like that opens up once you are approved and once they turn on your live status. So I hope I have been helpful with this video. And just kind of help you ease the process of the onboarding, ease your mind on the onboarding process, because I know when I was getting ready for the onboarding process last evening, I kind of didn't have all that information, and it kind of made me a little more nervous. So I just want to make sure you guys know it's a good process. They're very, very helpful. They're very thorough, and it kind of relaxes you because you've got support and help throughout the process with someone there for you, and all of your questions can and will be answered. If you'd like, even just put like a notepad and a pencil next to your pen or pencil next to your computer and write stuff down. But they walk you through, they have like almost like a PowerPoint as well, but they'll show you different things on how you can start a live show on your phone, and and show you just different things of that nature on accepting payment, giveaways, things of that nature. So I hope this has been very, very helpful, guys. If you like the video, go ahead and like it, comment. If I didn't answer a question, make a comment below and I will answer that question for you. And if I don't know the answer, I will find out for you and answer it. And go ahead and click the bell and make sure that you get all notifications when Madcap Toys uploads the videos. I know Tuesday I did not have a video uploaded. I do apologize. I was extremely busy. But we will have one on this evening at 5. And, of course, as you guys know, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we do have a video come out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope this has been helpful. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.